Hello again. The remains of the DRC's first democratic Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, have been laid to rest in Kinshasa. The burial coincides with the 62nd anniversary of the country's independence from Belgian colonial rule. A gold-crowned tooth is all that's left after his body was dissolved in acid following his assassination. Belgian policemen who oversaw the disposal took the tooth as a souvenir. President Felix Tshisekedi and other dignitaries attended the service. The coffin was then transferred to a specially built mausoleum. Now let's get just more on this story from our correspondent in the region, Isabel Nakirya, joining us from Kampala, a neighboring country, of course, in Uganda, to the DRC. Isabel, very good afternoon. What can you tell us about this ceremony and the significance of it?
Thank you. Hundreds attended the burial of the remains of Patrice Lumumba. That was just a golden tooth. And President Tshisekedi hailed him as a true Congolese who, paid the ultimate price for independence of Congo. He asked the Congolese people to emulate him because he died, fighting for the struggle for the independence of Congo. Of course, many Congolese, hundreds attended the ceremony in the capital, Kinshasa, but of course it was a very emotional, send-off, and many Congolese were not happy. They still feel like, Belgium needs to compensate the DRC for the atrocities they committed there. They feel like there's still much more that needed to be done. Of course, they're a bit comfortable that just a tooth was returned to the place where his blood was shed, but they feel like Belgium needs, the DRC needs a lot of support from Belgium in terms of aid, in terms of, supporting the army, because the DRC is in a very, violent place right now. Many rebel groups are fighting there. And so there's a lot of disgruntlement from the people of Congo.
Yeah. Is there an awareness in the region in general about this occasion? Because, Patrice Lumumba was an African liberation giant.
Of course, Patrice Lumumba was a voice of anti-colonial movement in Africa. Many people look up to him for the struggle of colonial rule in Africa. Of course, he stands with the likes of Nelson Mandela, who fought for independence of African colonies from colonial people. And in the DRC, many people, there are groups, activists who want the DRC, who want Belgium to, pay reparations for the people of DRC. But, the DRC government is pushing for, a kind of forgiveness, a kind of relationship, a better relationship between the two governments. They feel like there is a time for, support now and from the people of Belgium, because the former president, Kabila, there was a kind of a strained relationship between the two governments. But now with the new president, who I'm told lived in Belgium for quite some time and built some kind of ties between the two governments, he wants, a lot of forgiveness from the people of Belgium and the people of DRC. And we are told that there is a lot of support. The Belgian government is trying to give a lot of support now to the army, to the education sector, agriculture sector, to kind of improve relations between the two countries.
Yeah, Isabel, finally, a few weeks ago, I interviewed here on my program on eNCA a former ambassador of the DRC to South Africa. He just, exited that post. And I asked him the question about sentiment. I said, won't this return of the remains of Patrice Lumumba open up old wounds? He said no. As far as the Congolese people want, they want to look to the future. They don't want to live in the past. From where you are, what's the sentiment like just of the ordinary Congolese people about this development?
The ordinary Congolese people think that the death of Patrice Lumumba and the final returns of his remains, which is the golden tooth, just strengthens their resolve to keep on fighting and start off where Lumumba left off, because they think that Lumumba stood up as a brave and a very fearless person who told the Belgians off for humiliating and, the degrading treatment of Congolese people into slavery. And they feel that now is the time for them to, stand up and say Congo is ours, And with the rebel movements that is taking place in the Congo right now, this is a time to reawaken their strength to, fight for their land, because a lot of atrocities were committed, a lot of resources were looted, and this is the time that they feel such a ceremony, the return of Patrice Lumumba, strengthens that resolve in them.
Thank you very much, Isabel, for your time this afternoon from Kampala. Just reflecting on this occasion of the return of the remains, albeit a golden tooth, of Congolese liberation fighter and African hero Patrice Lumumba. They've been laid to rest in his home country.